I hate when it does that. Sorry about that, sweetie. When you get on here, I hate when it does that. Oh, no, you don't. Okay. Can I put you guys down for a little bit now? Can I don't even want to put you in my pocket. I'm that afraid to lose you. Here, I'll put you guys here. How about that? Because especially as much as I'm moving around and everything. Stay on there. I love the way I'm decorating my little shelf. Just looking cuter and cuter it is. Sorry about that, sweetie. I hate when that damn thing does that. It's like, freaking stupid. I had to put my Larimer and my other stone down finally, but I got them both sitting on my little coffin shelf. I'll send you a picture, as a matter of fact, so you can see how cool it looks now. Because I have it so decorated. Come on. Hello. Hang on. Oh, there we go. Okay, I hope you can see that good. Sending it to you now. See, I got Groot on the top shelf, and he's next to the real pretty blue jewelry box I did. And then the next shelf down, I have my 3 mushrooms, my lab heart, my selenite tower, and my little skull dude you just gave me, my Larimer, my worry stone, my quartz agate, my garden quartz, whatever. I love it. Flower quartz, whatever you called it. And that it's looking really good now. And then I just put my one of my you can't see it very well, but there's a lighter in the bottom, and you'll see it when you're here. But it's the case that I ended up with. That it was one of the things, and it's got actual. I don't want to try and reach it because I'll end up knocking stuff over again if I do. But it's a metal case. It's silver. You can put a Bic lighter in it. Bic lighters fit it best. But I had to take a pair of pliers and I had to squeeze it just the slightest little bit in the bottom because even the Bics would go right through it. Like it wouldn't hold it on like it's supposed to. It has a butterfly on it. Pretty sure it's real silver. I don't know. It's not really tarnished, but or steel or something. The top wings of the butterfly are blue turquoise and the bottom wings are red turquoise or some kind of really bright red stone. Like I feel like this lighter case might actually be worth a little bit of money, especially if it was found out that was real. If I can think of the turquoise, real turquoise is very precious here in the States. It's because it's what the Indians and the shamans a lot of times will use in their jewelry. Some of their headdresses they wear, they will have actual turquoise, like some of those grand necklaces you see them wear. Beautiful, beautiful. I've seen some stunning, Indian garb that I thought was really pretty. And I'm definitely going to get another one of these shelves. I don't know how soon because I've got so much going out this month, or rather March. So I want to make sure there's plenty of money, the whole time you're here on both ends, your side and ours. So we can go out and do a couple of, really fun things together. But yes, let's see what the Gaia Green Oracle has to say for us today. Since I don't have any more resin, I can't really do any more castings, sadly. Okay, Oracle book. All right, the last one I got was that Q Coexist. I thought that was cute. It's like, oh, I haven't got this one yet. What is Brooke's message today? You know what? This card, you get this card a lot. This card really loves you, and it's animals. And it just, this, you keep getting this. I think that's just adorable. Because you're an animal lover like we are, so that makes perfect sense. Eyeballs. Eyeballs, players. So see, now, Groot got a good home because he waited for me. Okay, what number? 33. Too far. There we go. 31. 33. Animals. Concept. All kind of animal creatures. Image. A cat, a rabbit, a deer, a bear, and an eagle sitting in front of a fairy holding the wand of a music director. Animals are very different from one another. Also, many animals are carnivorous and eat other animals. Nature, we know, can be cruel. It has so much death and suffering. What it doesn't have is evil. Animals cannot be evil because when you look at them, you cannot look just at a single action, but you look at them all together. The ecosystem moves like a melody or a dance. Divinational meaning. People can be different and each have different qualities and give importance to different things. Action is the key to change. Many voices need a single direction to sound as one. There is a music in life. So that is so pretty. I really love that. See, the more positive decks that, I can get that find their way to me, the better I like it, because cards are tools too. They're there to meant to be a guide, to let you know that if you suddenly see yourself drawn to the certain animals, that could be why. Because it's like you need some, maybe time out in nature or something nature related. Okay, what's my message today? Ooh, I haven't got this one yet either. This one's called Me. And it's the number 1 card in the deck. Can you believe it? That's trippy. I've never gotten this card before. This is a trip. I can't wait to see what it says. I'll show you the picture here in a minute. It is the life cycle of a woman. See the little kid crawling, and then you see adult, you see mother, and you see grandmother. It's called Me. That's the very first card in the deck. Here it is. Concept. A person at the center of the ecosystem. Hi. Image. The child, the maiden, the woman, the mother, the elder, walking up the slope of existence. This is a card about ourselves. It's not by chance that the card is numbered 1. Before thinking about the connection between us and nature, we need to understand us a bit better. We live such complicated lives. Yes. Money, house, work, family. Basically, what gets us through every day is the ego, a powerful sense of self that creates our identity and individuality. It is what we usually think as our self, a combination of memories and thoughts. But let's try for a moment to look at ourselves from afar. In space as well as in time, we are not just our ego. We are something very small. We are what we were and what we will be, and yet still be a small thing among the whole universe. But such smallness should not be a case or a cause for loss or inconsequentiality. We are something important, but much deeper than the here and now. Our ego lives in. It's INCONSEQUENTIALITY. So you can see why I was having trouble saying it. Anyway, it is impossible, to find happiness and harmony in the here and now. That is the space for pleasure or satisfaction. But in order to find true happiness and harmony, we need to go beyond that. Finding ourselves through letting go, by accepting that the I of today is just a part of the I that was and will be, and that the I we strongly cling to is also part of something greater. And it's not alone, but it's connected to all other lives and living things. Divinational meaning: focus on your perception and point of view, listen to your needs and emotions, accept the natural evolution of things, do not try to still time and escape change, find a direction to move forward, and look to the future. I like that. It makes sense, doesn't it? It's like, yep. Okay, well, at least it's finally some good news, right? We can always use good news, and knowing that there are constantly spirits out there all the time, trying to get our attention, trying to let us know that they just want to help. They just want a purpose again. They want a family. They want to be loved and appreciated. Because crystals and stuff like that, they're living. They have living energies in them. They really do. Um, oh boy, here goes my Rexy cat again. I got to keep think of a cute name for her. I think I'll call her Rosa, because she has that real pretty pink purple that you did. But I remember I found the mold to this too, so I'll be able to make some of these myself. I'm gonna have fun making these in all kinds of colors. Um, there's just something about this. I I know that I feel like Bast is maybe, yeah, Rosa, because she's got the pretty rose pink in her. I think it's Bast. I really do. It's maybe something she's trying to tell me, communicate, or something. So what I will probably bespell this to do is I will bespell it to um, help me to hear Bast better and more clearly, and maybe even finally get myself to enough of a level magically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, and all that to be worthy of a visit from her in either the form of a cat, or I would definitely make this her vessel. I'd be like, if you want this as your vessel, tell me, and I'll literally take a Sharpie and I'll write her name on the back of it. And I will try not to handle it much because I don't want to wear the Sharpie off, but I'll put like Rosa down here kind of small, and then up one of the ears I'll do Bast. And another thing that I've done when I didn't have any other candles that I could use and it worked out just fine is I would take a regular jar candle, because they do have them there. One of the stores closest to us, the Dollar Tree store, you got to look, because sometimes they have an overabundance of them, sometimes they don't. But they're what I call regular jar candles. They're about yay tall. They have just pure white candle in it. The wick's always super long, so you have to trim it down a little bit before you light it. Otherwise, it'll burn funny. And no guarantee that they did a good job getting the wick right in the center like it should have been, because sometimes it'll burn down to a certain point and then you notice you got to keep an eye on it. Got to check it every now and again. And if it seems like the flame is going towards one side too much, blow it out while the wax is still liquid, pull it back to the center, take a little bread tie it around it. I know how to do that from candle molds that I've had before. I wish I could find some like that again. I would like to find the plastic ones, because those to me were just like one of the molds I had. It was, you could do a heart, a really nice poofy heart, and it was about yay big. And it had this stand that you could either discard and set it up that way, or you could leave the stand on it. So what I would do is, once the wax cooled down enough, because see, these molds were plastic. So that was probably not a good thing right there, because plastic, yeah, it's going to melt fairly easy under the right conditions, right? So just like you wouldn't want to put flame to this because you're going to melt it. I feel like this is a spirit animal of mine. I really do. Like she's been trying to get my attention ever since the first time I saw one of these. And I was like, oh, I got to have one. Because, see, that's how sometimes they will do to let us know they're looking for us. Yes, exactly. Harder to use because if you get how I would do it, this is how old school I had to do candles, girl. When I did candles, my dear daughter, I was okay. How did I had this little bread pan that was probably about yay long and it was pretty deep. It was all metal, of course. And I had this little rack that you would use for one of the little tiny round like throwaway grills you can buy in the stores. I don't know if they have stuff like that there in the UK, but here we do. I'll show you one. But it literally comes packaged. It's flat, it's round, has a little tray, a little silk, not a tray. Well, I call it a tray, but it has this little metal guard of sorts. Because like when you put your coals in the bottom, then you put the cage on, if you want to call it that, and then that's how you cook your food. That way it's not getting all dirty and filthy down in the bottom, right? So a lot of people would use this for like a little pop-up grill because that's basically what it's designed to be. It was a cage from one of those and the bread pan. So that meant that I could, at about this kind of an angle, just enough, I could pool the liquid wax in one section, take a regular wick, dip it in the hot wax, pull it out, dip it in cold water, wipe it off. Dip it in a hot wax, pull it out, cold water, wipe it off. Because each time you had to wipe it off because otherwise it could cause air bubbles and stuff. This is how they used to make candles. The disposal. Yeah, the disposable barbecue. So you know what I'm talking about. The little cage that goes on top, right? I could see because the cage was metal. It can handle fire, right? Or they wouldn't have used it in a throwaway grill because then that would be dangerous. You wouldn't be able to eat your food if it was something toxic. Okay, so they wouldn't do it, right? That a cage, and I set it on the burner a certain way, turned the flame on because I had gas, gas for a gas stove when I was in the trailer. These are some of the fond memories I have of the trailer. And I was all by myself too when I was doing this. But you can get spools, literally entire spools of wick here in the States. And how they used to do candles back in the day, like I'm talking all the way back to my mom's time when she was a kid. Okay, that far back. But you would take this wick, you would cut it off about so. You would leave a loop in the middle. You would use your finger, or if you had tongs or something, you would dip it down in the liquid wax, pull it up, let it cool, dip it down, pull it up until it got the size you wanted. But the drawback is the bottom tends to get bigger than the top. It doesn't evenly disperse it. You know what I mean? So a lot of times what I would do in a case like that is I would cut some of the surface off. Once the candle was completely dry, I would trim it up a bit so that it would be able to fit in most of the candle holders I had. So my process was dip the wick, and I would only do one candle at a time. I didn't do the two because that would have been too hard because I only used one side of the pan. And when I use that for a project like wax and this and that, I probably wouldn't feel comfortable ever using that again for food. Because there could be elements in even the wax that can make somebody sick, or it's like, okay, so if I sacrifice it and use it for that purpose, it won't be used for anything else. I will always use it for my wax melt thing. And what I'm getting at is there have been times that the wax was, it was liquid, but it was too hot, and because they recommend that you put like we have this non-stick spray here in the States called Pam. Don't ask me why they named it that. I don't know. Maybe it was someone's girlfriend. Who knows? But you spray it on the surface of your cooking stuff, like frying pans and stuff. It'll keep stuff from sticking. Okay. So they recommend that you take something like that and spray it so that it's easier to break the molds apart after they've sat their allotted amount of time so that they can solidify and cool down to where you can burn them, right? So when I would get a batch of those done, like one time I made the mistake of dumping some down my drain, and it clogged up my drain. Once I finally got that piece of the pipe off, I ended up very accidentally creating a big wax piece that was like about this long, and I'm not even going to tell you what it looked like. It was weird. So I gave it to Shar, who ended up using it for an element of lust to use in like a love spell or something when she wanted to get freaky, and Dan didn't feel like it. So, yeah, that's the kind of weird stuff she would do. But anyway, so yeah, that was dumb. But I remember a couple of times the wax was, I should have given it a little bit more time to cool when it was still liquid, and before I dumped it in the molds, because it melted them. And it melted them in such a way that they were no longer usable. The other mold I had that was also plastic, you could do 2 tapers, which are the tall ones, and you could do 4 votives. So in one mold, you could do 6 candles. I mean, come on, tell me who wouldn't want that? Because these were decent sized votives. These were the ones that are like that tall, whereas, the tapers are way up here. Same thing, I think. Or did those have the little stand on them or not? I know the votives did. The votives were in the middle, and then the tapers were on the sides. And so doing the wick with the bread tie, they said that's a good way to suspend it. And because meaning you would have to turn the mold upside down to before you filled it, and then you put that wick in there when you're done filling it, pour the wax slowly around it, but make sure you leave at least an inch sticking up from the top if you can. You fasten it with the bread tie, you fasten it over top of the mold, and you just wait for it to cool down. After a few hours, when you think, okay, it should be done, you go over, you try it. The best way to find out before you destroy an entire batch of something is I would touch the outsides of it. And if the outsides were cool to the touch, then I knew, okay, maybe this is a good chance that these are ready now. But another thing you got to remember when it comes to wax, when you're doing candles especially, depending on the type of candle, they tend to sink in. Like as they cool, they kind of constrict a little bit. So you end up with these areas. Usually I would take like some other wax and I'd fill the hole so it was more flat. But yeah, that was how I made some candles, and it was a lot of fun. And I didn't do it the way they did it, where you did 2 at once, and I explained why I couldn't. But I was able to get 1 at a time done. And granted, see, this also gives you a degree of control. Say like you only needed some little candles, kind of like the size of the spell candles you send, somewhere in that kind of area, right? Like they're not very long and they're not real big around, but then you would just dip it until it got to that size, and then you wipe it off, and before the wax can completely cool. Even if the bottom looks kind of wonky, you could stick it in there and that would cause a crease. And then once that burnt down to a certain point, and then what I would do is I would blow it out when it was like about that far from the top. A lot of times I would blow the candle out, take it out, and then I would put it in a little tin or something, let it finish burning all the way down. Because when you let the candles burn down in these smaller ones, it becomes a real pain in the butt cleaning them out, and it's like, I just don't like going through all that. So anyway, it's 7:30. Should we put those in a tin? I think I want to do the triple goddess. I just got to find a little like aluminum tin or something I can put it in. Oh, I know. Here, I'll put it on in the top of this. I'm not using it right now. Come on. Put it in the top of this because this is wax. Then that way, if it drips down, it'll drip down in that, and then it won't hurt nothing. So yeah, I love my Rex kitty. Here, I better set her there. I don't want her to fall over and break. Ow! We light this candle to give thanks for the blessings of the day, to give thanks for everybody, spirit and otherwise, that helped this package get here as quickly as we could. This is my breaking in my new tools that my beautiful daughter sent me that I was very happy to finally order because I like the smallness of them. And this is like the quickest, bestest way that I can think of to set up a quick altar. If you're out and about somewhere and you decide to kind of venture off into the woods a little bit, which I've done before, but it was during the day. So, I did it the smart way, in my opinion. And then this way, if any of the candle wax drips down, it'll drip into the container. There we go. And I just try to get it as centered in there as I can. And next will be my kitty cat. I think I'll name this kitty cat. I think I'll name it Newt, after my favorite character on the Where to Find Fantastic Beasts or whatever. It's one of the Harry Potter movies. It's got Newt in it. You know, the character Newt. Yep, I think I'll call this one Newt, because otherwise I would be tempted to call it Pyewacket or Bast, because it's a black cat. I've had a lot of black cats myself. Maybe I'll call it Taylor, because that's one of the the first black cats. No, I'll call it Blackie. I'll name it after the youngest I remember ever having a black cat, because that was the one that sadly the dog got a hold of and broke its neck right in front of me. And I was crying it destroyed me, because I was just a little kid, you know. And this jerk let his dog loose purposely on my cat, and he killed it right in front of me. And he saw how much it hurt me, and he was laughing about it. He thought it was funny. That smug bastard walked off like he had done some great thing by killing my cat. I was very devastated over that. I remember going in the house crying to my mom, because I'm like, somebody killed Blackie. This guy just killed my cat. I was devastated. You know, I was just a little girl. Okay, I'm putting on, I think I'll do this side. There. I just put my tiger's eye on the other tip, and I got my lemon pie slice on the other tip. So I'm really having fun, you know, playing with these wands. Yeah, it was. It was pretty awful. I mean, that guy was, you know, he was just a jerk to be a jerk, you know. And he had this, I remember clearly, he had this big black dog, and he had either trained it to hate cats, any cat really, but black cats especially, because black cats, they get a bad reputation, especially here in the States. People tend to like to torment and torture them, and I won't even tell you any of the horror stories that I'm sure have happened with cats, especially black cats, because a lot of times people, like, they'll go out and they'll buy this kitten, right? And you think, okay, the cat's got a good home now, and it'll be there forever and ever, and they'll love it and appreciate it, and they don't. They really don't. They put that poor animal through HE double toothpicks like nobody's business. And I hope this isn't going to bother him, because he doesn't seem to care for Pops. He doesn't really like my super hit incense. It's one of those, like the dragon's blood, that he just don't like the scent of really much. So, but I'm going to go ahead and burn one this time, because I haven't, mine are almost gone. I've only got a handful of super hits left, and I love how big these are. I love how there's much more to these than the ones that we have here in the States. I mean, you can get them like this in the States. Oh, man. And Pearls of Wisdom. Oh, that smells so good. Pearls of Wisdom, as you know, because I did take you there. I remember that. Yeah, didn't I put that in the ashtray? Sorry, my spirits are talking to me. I'm like, where did I? Oh, no. There goes things dropping again and falling all over the floor on me. Mommy. Pops is still in there playing his game, so trying to kind of keep it down, but that looks like, especially when it comes to this stuff, I do try to keep Scully cleaned out once in a while, because, oh, whoops, it'd help if I did the right side. Yeah, I tend to name Skull pets Scully. meaning my ashtray here I named Scully, the burner in the bedroom I named Scully. I think maybe I'll name that one Jack after Jack Skellington, since we're both Nightmare Before Christmas fans. Oh, my white lid jumped down this time. I love this pink and orange combo. I think that's really pretty. That bright pink lid. Oh, right. I'm just going to put those back in my box so I don't lose them. I don't want the couch eating them, because it eats too much of my stuff, man. And I am not happy about that, because I'm not going to be able to get any of it back until we move, because then and only then will we be packing and stuff like that. So we'll have to get it out of the way. It's still warm. It's still barely warm. I love it. This can also be soothing to the throat too when it's warm like this. But sipping on it like I do that because it's my way of enjoying it. So I definitely need to get Rose's name on here. I'll probably use my black Sharpie, because that's going to show up the best, because I don't know if any of these would show up. Nope, definitely not a lime green one. So hopefully this super hit won't bother him, but I'll probably only be able to burn just the one. This is the one that Mom says it smells like cotton candy to her when she smells it. My Palo Santo. Just put it in there with the other one. You gonna put one in your woofie? Yep, he taking his woofie in there. He gonna put one in his woofie. I am going to go over here. If I can do it without falling and breaking my fool neck. Get the black Sharpie. Doopy 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 doop. Ook. Eek. Squeak. I know I'm being silly. All right. All right. Haha. Perfect. Rosa Rex Kitty. Haha. I like that. Rosa Rex Kitty. So I'll do Rosa. Yeah. Rosa Rex. There we go. That's her name now. Rosa Rex. And I went ahead and decided to put Bast on the back of one of her ears, because Bast definitely knew how much I wanted this. So, but I did find the mold for it. I've got it on my wish list on Amazon. So as soon as I can get it, I will. And you know what? I'm gonna be really. I'm gonna put the date on here so I know when you gave it to me. Or when it came here, rather. 2/18/23. Can't see the 18 very good. There we go. It's a little better. And I'll leave that. I'll hold on to it, but try to give that a chance to dry. And what I'll do is, whenever I can get me some clear polish again, then I will just do a light coating because it'll be plenty dry then. Do a light coating so that Bast, Rosa Rex, and the date all will be permanently in there. But yeah, I just thought these were so cute, so pretty, and I like the fact that they got the triquatre in the middle of the forehead. I think that just makes them cute as a button, as we say here in the States. What else was I doing? I don't know. Oh yeah, the black candle's burning real good. And as long as once the candle goes out, I will, scrape any off that falls down on the star, but I'll try to do it very carefully because I don't want to end up scraping the star off in the process. Because some of these will drip, they'll have that drip quality to them and some don't. Okay, go ahead. When your body says you need to loo, you got to go or you'll have an accident. So yeah, this payday needs to definitely get its butt here so I can get me some more pagan mix. Have Daryl get me like a 20 amount bag of it. Because it makes sense to do it in small bits, small amounts, because you don't want to have too much, because if it sits around too long, it tends to go bad. Just like many other things. Yeah, I think that's still lit. I'm pretty sure. The candle burner over there looks like it is. Because these tea light candles, they usually burn pretty good. They burn for a pretty good long time. So now I got 3 wands to consecrate. Oh, well. One of them things. So I've decided that since I have 3 of them, I might as well just do them all at the same time. And because I'm getting decorative with some of them, I want to give the glue plenty of time to dry so I don't end up, the piece don't fall off and I lose it somewhere in this apartment and then never see it again until we move. Because the thing is I don't want to knock on Daryl's door, and I don't want him to think that's the only reason I'm knocking. But I don't want to wait around for him to come up here. The only other possible option is to go down and talk to Robert and see if he knows anybody, that has any that would be willing, that would have enough to be able to do a 20 sack or whatever. This is subs only because we're talking about, I don't know, some stuff is kind of, I try not to make it too personalized because it's family, so only family should, hear it and see it. And so that's probably about the last of that. Anyway, still got a Seagram's in there, but I'm trying to make sure I drink my tea first, so I'm not wasting it. This is definitely a cool enough day for tea for sure, and definitely a cool enough evening for tea. And once that candle is done, get off me, dang gum roach. Then I'll maybe do the kitty cat in its place. Because I won't let that thing burn all the way down. I'll let it burn down to about that much, and then I'll wiggle it out of there and let it finish burning in one of the little tea light tins that I have around here. Yep, it's still lit. It's still lit because it's the wax is still liquid. I am Groot. Finally got me a natural Groot piece. Really proud of myself. I didn't over sugar on the tea this time. Oops. Oh, okay. Good. Um. Hmm. Mhm. It's 10 till 8 here, sweetie. So are you still okay or do you need to go to bed? Let me know when you need to let me get you off here or sign off so you can go to bed. Because I'll stay up with you as long as you want me to, but I want you to be able to get some sleep and everything too. Okay. Yes, that is FDS spray. So it's designed for down there, especially with the incontinence and sweating all throughout the day. Sadly, not to be rude or crude or disgusting, but you sweat. So that can cause not only discomfort, but can cause some odor too. I'm gonna go get me something else to drink. I don't know what. Probably should drink. I'll do. Make me drink some water. Oh, sorry, Kalika. Okay, my turn. I gotta go to the loo, so I'll be right back. Hang on a minute, Kalika. As soon as mommy gets done using the bathroom, then I'll be sitting back down. You want to sit down? Grab my drink. Kalika, come on. Mommy's sitting down. Okay, you tell me, what is something you would like to do while we're still on the live? Is there something you would like me to read? Is there something magical you want to talk about or anything? I never ask, so I'm like, you know what? Let me see. See if she wants to do something particular. I had to unplug this. So I got to keep an eye on the battery, make sure it's not about to die on me. Because I had the box sitting on it that the stuff came in and everything. Okay. Yeah. I meant to get that book and I forgot. Dang it. Okay, we'll circle around back to that. Oh, I know. I can do my happy thought book today. Yep. I gotta find me some more rainbow Bics. They have this certain package of Bics that you can get over at the Kroger sometimes if you're lucky and you time it right, which sometimes I get lucky and they're there, other times not. But it's a rainbow. I call it rainbow. You get 2 different colors of blue. You get a light blue. You get what is more considered the standard dark blue. You get 2 different colors of blue and 2 different colors of something else, I think. 2 different colors of green. So you get a light green and you get a dark green. So it's my way of trying to be colorful, or sometimes I'll use gel pens if I have, especially if it's a new set of gel pens that I've recently bought. So I know that it's pretty good chance that the ink is good. 2/18/23. Got my order. From Brooke today. Yay. I'm just writing. I'm doing a live with her right now. Meaning you. My happy thought today. My box finally got here. Goddess guide me. Is there something? Oh, here we go. I think you'll like this. Because I don't recall. If I have, feel free to let me know before I get too far into it, because it is a lot to read. So I don't have to, I don't want to read too much into it. But I think you'll love it. Did I ever read you my aura chart thingy majig bob that I got from the Yuli, the last one that me and it was a different one me and Maria went to. It's an aura photo. They call it Carillion photography. Okay. And these are some of my little souvenirs that I got. Every time a Yuli comes to town, this is what I get. I get this card. And it says natural health, metaphysics, personal growth, love, and light. And it doesn't seem to have wait a minute. Yeah, it does have a number. I need to call them sometime and see if they do volunteers. $13 for a weekend. Kasich Hall, September 11th and 12th. That was when we went to so I got this one from the Kasich Hall. This is the map that they give you. So you can find like certain, like maybe certain speakers that you want to see that covers a certain workshop. Like, let's see, then this tells you here on the back, see the map. It tells you that numbers the booths, and it has a list on the back of who is in what booth. And I got mine and Maria's. So I when I get my next card from them, whenever they have an expo at Kasich Hall again, I'm going to ask them if they still take volunteers. Because if they do, and you sign up for the volunteer, you can get in for the entire event for free. But you gotta be willing to volunteer both days. So of course, you don't get paid for it. But me and Alicia did it one year, and she loved it. She absolutely loved it. That's like one of the few really fun things that her and I ever did together. So, aura photo. Here's what some of the colors mean, just like a breakdown of them. White, divine energy, spiritually motivated, angels and spirit guides, cosmic wisdom, intense energy, healing abilities, oneness. Violet, psychic ability, intuitive, magical, manifester, deep spiritual understanding, repels stress, creative imagination, desire to help others. Fuchsia, unconditional love, compassionate. Gold, intuitive, gut feelings, knowingness. Blue, seeks truth, likes harmony, desires unity, peaceful spiritual growth, communication, good listener, puts needs of others first. Turquoise, compassionate, encouraging, nurturing, possible transition and or rest period, rejuvenation. Green, healing or healer, teacher. High, helps others, balancing or growth period, possible change, strong values, hardworking, ambitious, driven to fix or improve, firmness, tension. Yellow, happy, magnetic personality, high again. Spontaneous counselor, helper, friendly, likes harmony, analytical problem solving, thinks a lot, likes learning and knowledge, competitive. Orange, creative, original, hands-on, expressive, fun, emotional, urge to achieve, active mind, friendly, outgoing, confident, independent. High energy, red, high energy, busy, driven, intense, physical, passionate, love, sexual, thrill seeker, rush, take charge, leadership, controlling stress. And this is a little chart that shows, okay, energy out, person's right side. Okay, it says expressing self outward, how others perceive you, recent past. Person's left side, what you are actually feeling, what you are creating for yourself in near future. So, yeah, it's a really nice thing to do, even if you only do it once. And you can get one done every time you go if you want. It's usually a big waiting line though, and you're going to be shocked when you see what mine was. You can't even see me in the photo. Did I do this before? Do you remember me? Because I don't want to reread it if I already have. See? Where you can just barely make up my face. Mine seemed to be primary red, like red and yellow seemed to be the two colors that stood out the most. Okay. So, but over the years and as we learn and grow, like this is what mine look like right now. And the ones that are like barely showing or they're very weak, and whatever, that just simply means that it's out of balance. It's an area that I need to work on. So, yeah. Okay. But yeah, this one, I keep it in the front of my chevron case. So that way I always know where it is. Here's some of the Creepy Hollows books I've accumulated over the years, some of which I don't really need. Because this one is more like for a beginner, like, that's just new into the craft. It says Your Guide to Survival. And this is like really, really basic. Have I ever read this one or showed you these? Do you remember? But anyway, I've got this one. I've got an actual potions one, two, as a matter of fact. Same exact book. I have a dream journal, which I need to put by my bedside and start using. And I have, this is the vital records of your spirits. So all the Creepy Hollows spirits, this is a record of them. So I think that's pretty special. And I have one that's missing, or I've misplaced, so I hope I remember. I'll have to have Expedite help me find it. It's one of these books, and it's 30 Days of Enlightenment. Making myself drink some water. Ice water, to be exact, because, yeah, I do have, like, chronic dry mouth and chronic dry eye, or not chronic, but borderline or something or another. It's a really low, like, dose of it or what have you. But now this is a really old picture, but the reason why it's one of my favorite pictures is because it's one of the few times I actually remember seeing Naomi truly happy. And that's my sister Naomi. She was pretty young there. I'm pretty sure that's when we were living on West Town Street, if I'm not mistaken, because I believe Mom's fridge was right there, which is the black behind her. She had paper towels. She always kept her paper towels on top of it, and the stove and stuff right here. So I'm pretty sure it was one of the houses Mom lived in. And I put on the back, in her younger days when she was happy and Ron was alive. So I wrote that, like, personal on the back. And it's one of my favorite pictures of her because she was actually happy. These are nice because, as you can see, each one has a different design on it. And each one is for a different chakra. So you take the back that I'm about to read here. This helps to balance your chakras. And these cards are really cool. There's very little you have to read. See? Just a few lines there. And then, of course, it's got the chakra colors over here on the side. But you write these down on notebook paper, and then you stare at the picture, and you can use it to meditate. I've never successfully meditated with the picture side yet. However, I do so love reading them, and this is why. Red. I am vibrant and vital, aroused with life force. I am passionately physical and potently animal. My strength grounds me. I will survive. And that's the first chakra. That's your base chakra. It's the one that's the furthest down below and everything. Number 2 chakra, orange. I am protected from anxiety, immune to negativity. My sense of well-being radiates life energy. I give and I receive. I am a transformer. Pretty cool, huh? Yellow, chakra 3. I am fulfilled emotionally, for spiritual wisdom is my gift. My place in the universe is clear and focused. I accept my power. Aren't those pretty? Jay gave me these, so I'll never part with them. Green, chakra 4. I soothe and comfort you because I am the healer. Relax now into the balance. We are all connected naturally with grace. I grow through compassion. Blue, chakra 5. I assimilate. I communicate. My ideas flow peacefully. Expressing the self, listening, speaking. The information is inspired. I reveal my true feelings. Chakra 6, indigo. I see your beauty and your spiritual light. My feelings of love fill me with insight and heal my pain. I am open to my intuitions. And lastly, chakra 7, violet. Faith and knowingness unite me with the eternal universe. With dignity I am crowned. The divine is within. So yeah, these are really nice little meditative jiggy mahoochie things. And you'll probably love this because Chris got this for us. I think he got it more for me than anything, but we both enjoy it. It's from Life. The world's most haunted places, creepy, ghostly, and notorious spots. So this is like actually a Time Life book that I think you would really enjoy. And the places in here, you just have no idea how many there are until you see it. Like, look at this one. This is like the first 2 pages. Check out that graveyard. Is that cool or what? Like, it literally takes up the whole page. Oh, wow. You'd love the art. Look at the artwork in some of these. Isn't that cool? See? The world's most haunted places. Oh, trippy. What is that? Oh my. That is a very realistic looking hand. As a matter of fact, I think it's the hand of a corpse. A real corpse, or one that looks very real. Oh boy, oh boy. Ghostly, Ghastly, U.S. and Canada. Introduction. Oh my God, Doll Island. Have you ever heard of that one? Island of Dolls. Oh my God, that place. It's about the creepiest of the creep. You want me to read some of this? I think you'd like this. There is no end to the old houses with resounding galleries. Now, this is just the introduction. And dismal state bedchambers and haunted wings shut up for many years, through which we may ramble and encounter any number of ghosts. Charles Dickens once wrote, the great English writer might as well have added Polish caves, Babylonian ruins, and Mexican mummy museums to his list of ghostly places, as we here at Life have done, bringing you a book filled with blood-curdling photos and eerie stories about the world's creepiest spots. Think the hotel that inspired The Shining, the Amityville Horror House, and the dilapidated farm that was home sweet home to the serial killer who inspired the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Silence of the Lambs, and Psycho. Oosh. No, not all these spots are strictly haunted. Some, like Australians' Uluru, aka Ayers Rock, or the ancient ruins submerged under South America's Lake Titicaca, are deeply mysterious, maybe even spiritual. Others, like Clomanskop, Africa's sand-covered ghost town, are downright unnerving, but they all have one thing in common. They seem to exist partly in the known world and partly in a shadowy realm we can't completely comprehend. So get ready, if you dare, to encounter any number of ghosts, ghouls, yetis, haunted dolls, and other things that go bump in the night. So you can definitely look through this when you're here too. I'll only read a couple of them, because I don't want to read like too much, because after a while it starts making your eyes tired. Okay. The Paranormal Prison, Alcatraz. That's a historical one for sure. That one's like, it's on an island in the middle of the ocean or something. On May 2nd, 1946, in what became known as the Battle of Alcatraz, 6 prisoners overpowered guards, stole their weapons, and tried to escape from the prison on this isolated island in San Francisco Bay. But when they realized they were missing the key they needed to flee into the recreation yard, they grew desperate, took captives, and started shooting. Over the next 48 hours, 2 prison officers were killed and 18 injured. 3 would-be escapees were shot to death in the utility corridor between cell blocks, the very spot that 36 years later, San Francisco radio anchor Ted Wygant, W-Y-G-A-N-T, was exploring with a psychic when he was overcome by a feeling of violence and evil. I got this tremendous feeling of anger, he told the Travel Channel. I felt this presence beneath us in the dirt, where these 3 men had died. This is only one of many supernatural stories involving the so-called rock. which has been a Civil War fortress, a bird sanctuary, and the birthplace of the American Indian Red Power movement. I did not know that. In addition to the brutal home for thousands of hardened convicts, rejected as unmanageable by other prisons, these men were called the incorrigibles. According to former inmate Leon Whitey Thompson, you step on a toe, it's going to wind up in a death. Many of these long-departed inmates are now said to be unruly spirits. Understandable. A spectral Al Capone has been heard practicing his banjo in the shower room. He was a member of the prison band The Rock Islanders. Mobster Alvin Creepy Carpus calls the bakery and kitchen home, while George Machine Gun Kelly has reportedly materialized in the chapel. But the most haunted spot in the prison, according to many paranormal investigators, is D Block, the site of the infamous 1946 escape attempt and of the island's best spook story. Though the tale seems apocryphal, it's too good not to mention. A prisoner locked in cell 14D, one of the whole HOLE cells, supposedly screamed that someone else was in the dark, cramped space with him. When guards finally opened the door, they found him dead, strangulation marks from a spectral attacker on his neck. This little setback did not, however, prevent the late prisoner's ghost from showing up for roll call that night. Whoa. Unlike so many haunted places, Alcatraz doesn't commercially capitalize on its reputation. In fact, the National Park Service calls the spook stories flights of fancy, as does the island's official tour website. There are no authenticated cases of ghost sightings by any of Alcatraz Island's residents over the years, whether they were soldiers, prisoners, correctional officers, family members, or park rangers, the site reads. But how would you authenticate a ghost sighting anyway? And former prisoner Thompson, for his part, believed the hype. This island is haunted, he said. It is the island of the damned. Pretty creepy, huh? The Psycho House. Oh, brother. Ed Gein? Gein, Gein. Trippy, huh? The Psycho House. Let's see. Another one in here is... Oh, this one's got several pages. This is where a lot of movies were based, I guess, or where Rosemary's Baby was born. Oh, look at that. Oh, my God. That is so pretty. Even though it's probably haunted as hell, it's still pretty. Rosemary's Baby. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie. I've never seen it. I don't think I want to. Edgar Allan Poe House. What? Winchester Mystery House. So this has got some good ones in it. Remind me if I forget when you're here in March, honey, and you can definitely look through it just for the fun of it, because I know you love that kind of stuff. Just like I do. I have to limit myself as to how many like ghost stories and paranormal related stories I will allow myself to watch now, though, because if I watch too many of them, that's what ends up causing the horrendous nightmares that end up causing me to be up at some ungodly time of night that I normally would not want to be up. I would rather be sleeping, you know. But I have to set up for a few hours until I can either play my game or something a little bit, maybe do a card reading or something on myself. If I get the urge to do a card reading on someone else, then I'll be like, okay, how many cards and what reading am I doing here? So yeah, I've got some little, some interesting little collectibles here in the, off and on in the past few years. Whoops. And Pops just burnt one of his incense in there, so I don't want to burn too much because I don't want to. Oh, crap. Oopsie. Oh, crap. Oh, well, I'll let it cool down, and if nothing else, I can take my little knife and pluck it out. Look how far down. Look how the black candle. Oh, crap. How the black candle burnt down. Oh, goodness. But yeah, I try to do that sometimes. Like I'll light a candle or something, and I'll use it as like a day candle, and I'll say this is to give thanks to all the spirits that have helped us. Ooh, I'm going to get some money. Ooh, wouldn't that be nice? Yeah, right. I need to get my butt down to Maria's here in the next day or so, though, and tomorrow is definitely going to be laundry day. And since I didn't keep my promise or keep my word and go down and visit with her a little bit when I got in here, because I told her I would, I said, I'll come down and visit with you and hang out and stuff a little bit before I go back upstairs. But I was anxious to get up here and open my package, and I'm sure she'll understand that. So if I don't make it down there tonight, I'll just, I'll see if she wants to go with me tomorrow to Mom's, and most likely she will. Oh, no, she's got to work. Never mind. But what I'll do is I'll be like, I'll tell you what, I'll try to get over to my mom's early. When you get off work and you're ready to come home, you come home on the bus. If you tell me when you're about to get off, if she'll be willing to get off at the Kroger bus stop on the correct side of it's going to be the closest to Mom's, call me, let me know that she's there, and then I'll come down and like pull into the parking lot, the Kroger parking lot. She can hop in the car and then we can drive down that way, because I'm going to be doing, when I go over there tomorrow, whatever time of day, I'm going to be doing laundry. So, but at least this time, we've only got one bag. Both of them are not filled, because that's the one that when both of them are filled, yeah, it does tend to take longer. But this is like the second glass of water I've drank today. So that's a good thing. Itch. Ow. Ooh, I know. Let's see, where did I even put that? Did I put my tablet in here? Nope, I didn't. There's my other crochet hooks. There it is. It's hiding. Oh, man, this is going to involve putting on my glasses again. But I think you like it when I read out of the Dark Goddess book, and I haven't even gotten through the first full one yet, because I'm pretty sure the first one, I may be wrong. It might not be exactly Hecate, but, I've been trying to turn my tablet off. See, it says fire. And this is the back. This is a sticker that Naomi gave me a long time ago. It's a clear sticker, and I went ahead and decided to tape it on the back of my tablet. I've even made cases before that I could just slip this in. So if I just wanted to carry my tablet, yeah, the Dark Goddess, because that is a lot of fun, and it's kind of my way of, letting the Dark Goddesses know I'm ready. I do want to work with them, but I want to do, if I'm going to approach them, I want to do it the right way, just to also have them help me maintain the balance within me. And it's at 100%. See, it does matter when you keep it turned off. Come on. Hello. Thank you. Okay, Dark Goddess. Here, I think I'm probably going to have to go in. Where's my library? Hello. Where's my library? There. No, I don't want Kindle. Oh, I've only done this a million times. You would think I would be able to find my frickin' library. Oh, here it is. Duh. Yeah, dumb. It's up at the top of the screen. I wasn't looking high enough up. It should be right where I left off. Okay. I'll go ahead and say this part of it, at least from the beginning again, to help refresh where I left off and why. Battle Crow, you who strike fear into the hearts of the wicked, I call to you to witness and aid in my work. If I were petitioning Aaarrrggghhh, Ershkigal, I might say, Ershkigal, mistress of the underworld, you who judge the dead, lay down your judgment here, bring justice and aid my work. Oops, too far. Next, take your tablet in your hands. You can use the following as an example of what you might write on your tablet. Name of deity, I petition you to curse, bring justice, bring retribution onto name of person. If you like, you can include a reason or a description of the outcome you wish to occur. Remember, the more detailed you are, the better. Hold the tablet in your hands and see the outcome you desire coming to pass. Your visualization and the energy you put behind your will in this is what is important. When you are done, pour another offering to the deity you are calling upon to help you complete your task. Bury the tablet away from your property, preferably at a crossroads, or throw it in a body of water. War water curse bottle. War water is essentially iron rust suspended in water with other ingredients, which can vary depending on the person creating it. Sometimes called Mars water, it is most likely a European contribution to hoodoo, but no less effective. Mars, besides being connected to war, so Mars realistically would be a planet of Aries for sure, because he's the god of war, was also connected to iron. Instead of leaving the war water in the vicinity of the person troubling you, you can use a curse tablet as a proxy for that person and place it in the war water. You will need a half a cup of hibiscus flowers, water, mason jar, old nails, like nails that you would hammer stuff up with, half a cup of vinegar, urine, now that part is disgusting, one egg white, handful of Spanish moss, curse tablet, see page 32. So apparently on page 32, when I get to it, it tells how to do the curse tablet. First, steep the hibiscus in 1 cup hot water. You can use more water depending on the size of the jar you are using. An old mason or canning jar will do. Pour the water in the jar and add the rusty nails. Add a half a cup of vinegar and the urine. Urine can be used in spell bottles to mark one's territory and for getting someone to back off and stop bothering you. It doesn't have to be a large amount. A small amount is fine. Add the egg white and Spanish moss. Spanish moss grows on trees in the south, so it has to be a south-facing direction. It rots especially well in water, giving the water a swampy look and smell, which is god-awful, and has become a common ingredient in some versions of war water. Alternatively, you could use old leaves, swamp water, or whatever kind of moss grows locally to you. As discussed in the curse tablet instructions, lead should be handled with care. Due to its toxic nature, if I do use it, I put it in a bottle spell. Bottle spells can be used for banishing people or getting them to stop bothering you. Use the spell on page 32 to create your curse tablet and then put it in the jar instead of burying it. Bury the jar away from your property, turning another's power against them. The theory behind this spell is the idea that anyone casting a curse or harmful magic creates a link for the magic to flow. That link, like a wire or cable between the caster and victim, can be used cleverly to siphon off the magical energy from the source. That energy is turned away from causing you harm and can be redirected back toward the source, used for other magic or stored away to charge your later magical workings. You will need about 2 feet, 60 centimeters of natural cordage, twine, or string, bowl of water and a towel to place under it, scissors or a knife, convenient container. Begin by creating whatever magical workspace fits with your tradition and experience. The actual construction of the workspace must fit your needs and provide you a space to work in undistracted. Turn off all distractions such as phones, computers, and televisions. Next, tie the ends of the string together to make a loop that you can grasp and pull through your hands, like you're reeling in a cord, wire, or fishing line. You should be moving the cord like you're pulling something toward you in one continuous motion. Enough of the cord should dangle down that you can drag it through the water bowl. When ready, place the loop in your hands with the bottom dangling in the water. So as you rotate the loop around, the top moves towards you and the bottom drags through the water, cleaning it. Begin moving the loop, seeing the connection between you and the other party as a magical cord, glowing and electric. This is the energy that person is sending toward you, and in your hands is the wire it's traveling on. Begin to pull the cord as if you are pulling the energy toward your hands and chant, "When you push, I shall pull. Where you strike, I will move away, drawing you deeper into my grasp. Your power is mine to move as my own. Water cleanses it. Now it is mine." As the cord passes through the water, really see the water washing away the negative intent and just leaving the string as a crackling live wire of magical energy. See the energy pulled from the source into the loop, and when the time is right, cut the cord, saying, "And now I cut myself free." The cord may now be used to effect whatever magic you want, saved for a later time, or burned as you see fit. Flush it down the drain, curse breaking. If you need to break a curse, the obvious question is, how do you tell if some nasty energy has been sent your way? Before you do a curse breaking, it is a good idea to do some divination about the situation. If you are sensitive to energy, you may just get a nagging feeling that something isn't right, or there are just too many odd, disastrous coincidences that seem to be happening to you. Another way to see if someone has been messing with you is to do some journey work. Sit quietly and see a thread of energy in front of you. Imagine the thread represents the problems or bad feelings you have been experiencing. You pull on it like a string, and then, with it in your hands, you follow it to the other person it is connected to. Magic, even a curse, is energy. And when someone sends something nasty or nice for that matter, our way, I smell garlic bread, it connects us to their energy usually. If you follow this thread of energy to its source, you can get a good idea of who the problem person is. But does that mean that person cursed you? Maybe, maybe not. Sometimes even non-magical people who have very strong wills that can effectively send negative crap into our lives. Regardless, this spell will send back harmful energy to whoever has sent it. You will need water, bowl, salt, small cloth or face towel, finger pricker. Pour the water in the bowl, add a few pinches of salt, and stir it with your finger. Call on whichever deity you wish to work with to do this work and ask them to bless the water for you. Then take the washcloth, dip it in the water, and run the damp cloth over your forehead, arms, and feet, seeing all negative energy attached to you washing away and dissolving. Then take the finger pricker, prick your finger, and let a few drops of blood go into the remaining water and say, "Blood for blood, what was sent to me, I send right back. I wash away its influence. I send it down the drain. Let it return from whence it came. May the evil they have sent me infest them like a plague. May their own evil fill them. I close the door and slam it shut. No harm can come to me. The way is barred forevermore." Stir the water with your finger in a counterclockwise motion. See the energy spiraling away from you as if it is being flushed down a drain. See it returning to whoever sent it to you and spiraling back into them. I visualize it going into their solar plexus. This energy was born from them and sticks to them like glue. It's their own mess to clean up, not yours. You are just sending it back. When you are done, flush the water down the drain or dispose of it off your property. Thank the deity you called on and leave offerings. Also listen for any advice they may give you about protecting yourself in the future. The process of transformation. We're already up to chapter 4 in this. Can you believe it? Do you want me to read some more, or do you want to give your brain a chance to reflect on that, gnaw on that a little bit? Because, I mean, you know me, I could go on for quite a long time, but too much at one time can really fry the brain. So, and right now, I need to if I can do this without making a mess. Go into the kitchen and get me a can of soup or something. Okay, good. I was hoping I didn't bump the computer and end up knocking it down again. Okay. It's not going to hurt you. This is one of my favorite kind of soups. It's chicken corn chowder. I didn't feel like heating it up. I just dumped it out of the can, put it in a bowl. I don't know. Sometimes I like it that way. And besides, I've been having issues and having trouble chewing on my left side again till I get into the dentist and maybe get some more fillings put in or something if that's what needs to be done. If I eat it heated up and I accidentally chew on this side, it hurts. It's like someone jabbing the nerve in my tooth, and it's god awful. So I'm having trouble. I'm trying to chew on the right side again. I've lost 20% of my bones in my mouth. I just wish that the dentist could finally get an approval or whatever they need to just get me my partials. So, and then get the fillings filled. They're wanting to do a deep cleaning. They're wanting to do a root canal. They're wanting to get up in this one tooth that has a lot of stuff in it that they want to get out. But I don't want to go through all that. I don't want to go through that many injections of how many times they would probably have to not die. They would have to numb me so that they could do it. Guess who? Woo, baby! See him there? See him? And that's Bella. Ah, no, Bella, this is not for you. Not yet. Mommy's still eating it. Little punk. She's like, boo, baby. Figured, I got to give you your boo fix, right? If you're good, baby, I'll let you lick the bowl, okay? I promise. Bella's sitting over here waiting for me to get done. So I can't choose stuff as well on the right side. See? He's just sitting there so pretty, patiently waiting for Mommy to get done so he can lick the bowl. Yep. And Pops is shredding paper again.
Cleaning up that final area.
Almost done. Thank you for being good and sitting there waiting patiently. Come to think of it, this is only the second real meal I've had today. So there you go. Mm. Excuse me. So the lipazine, even though I'm only taking one tablet, and the fact that every now and again I will chant for a few minutes in my head, so it's silent. I don't verbally say it. Lift the burdens of the body, spark the wheels of harmony. Let me hunger only what I need, and by body burn what it takes in. Lift the burdens of the body, spark the wheels of harmony. Let me hunger only what I need, and by body burn what it takes in. Lift the burdens of the body, spark the wheels of harmony. Let me hunger only what I need, and by body burn what it takes in. Chant that in my head sometimes, usually several times, and that it's helping for me, because I'm going longer periods of time in between meals, and I've only had 2 significant meals today, so I would count that as really good. And I didn't really snack on anything sugary. I mean, yeah, I had some coffee at Mom's with the liquid creamer, but then I used the same liquid creamer in my tea, but now I'm drinking water. So to me, that kind of balances it out a little bit, There you go, baby. Just as I promised. So are you still okay, or do you need to go to sleep? Do you need to go to bed? Because it's like 8:45, so it's like almost 2 your time. As long as you're okay, I'll keep going, because, I don't want you to stay up too late. And if you want me to read any more of this, I will. Baby, you already cleaned it out. There ain't no more in there. Okay, honey. Okay. So at least we know that we left off at chapter 4, and I need to play my games on this a little bit too to kind of build them back up. Are these my name or yours? Mine! Yay! Name labels. Okay, sweetie. So love you. Good night. Blessed be. See you tomorrow. But I'm probably going to I'll try to do a live, but if I don't be surprised. Because usually when it's laundry day, it wipes me out, So love you. Love the boys. See you next live. Thanks for everything.